the next game is going to be on Heartbreak Ridge. So this is going to be the
Wonderful.
deciding game between GTR and Hyde. Hyde managed to,
Oh, one.
What's that?
In my mind, that set was 2-0 to GTR, so this is going to take a little while to come to
Alright.
terms with.
This is a dead rubber. Alright. And here we go. We'll have to see if Hyde can take his good form into this last game and take down GTR.
Heartbreak Ridge is surely a map where 10-15 gate works just as well, but GTR is spawning Zerg this time, so...
And he's not calling
Okay,
race.
yes. GTR is the orange Zerg on the right hand side, while Hyde is the teal Protoss on the left hand side.
Guys,
And
he
for those
didn't
of
call
you who
race, did
haven't
he?
been keeping up, no, he didn't.
No, I don't
For those of
think...
you who haven't been keeping up, if we're playing favorites, we want Hyde to win because he's cool. Also, we have made a whole bunch today, so.
He is so BM. Oh my god. He calls race in all the other games, then he gets Zerg, and he doesn't call.
And,
If he 9-pulls, I'll like slap him in the face over the internet. That's like the lowest of low. When you like random Zerg and you do some sort of like Zergling kind of like, 9-pull speed or something ridiculous like that. Or you like 3-hatch before pull.
Last week you advised me to do that.
Well, I mean, it's... If you're playing random and you 9-pull, you're a cunt. But he's not 9-pulling, so that's fine. What? It's true.
Oh, Zerg just get the overload anyway, so it's all chill.
So yeah,
So maybe GTR is only a gentleman while playing random as long as he's ahead. Now we'll see his true face.
Yep.
Let's see, maybe it's an overpull. No, it's too late for an overpull.
Looks like it's going to be a
He's set up
12-hatch, I
already
guess.
for Jurassic Park.
But, I mean, you can't really 12-hatch when you get scattered this early, right? No, it's going to be a 12-pull. That's fine.
I assume this is a Forge Fast expand, yeah?
Yeah, it will be.
Oh yeah.
Probably dropping the Forge a little bit early there. You really need
Yeah,
to
can you
drop
go
the
Nexus
Forge.
first against 12 pull?
Yeah, easily. Well, it's tight if the Zerg pulls all of their drones, and they can, and you don't pull your probes to defend.
Hyde is harassing the drones with his probe.
See, this game would be fantastic for them to play because see, they're both Australian, so they'd actually have both. You'd be playing on low latency, which is rare for Australians. Seeing as Brew Warrior is actually peer-to-peer as opposed to something which connects to a server like an FPS or a StarCraft 2 or whatever. So when you're playing with someone from your own country, it's smooth, it's delicious. But then when you play with someone from like Europe, well, you know what I mean. When you play with someone with Europe, you have to put it on like extra high, and like every click has this delay, and it's really tough. And you can't really do fancy probe micro. Like, it just doesn't work.
It just occurred to me that could very well be why Skinzo didn't go needless in any game.
So, I mean, Hyde went up to 15 supply before dropping his cannon, and I think it might be a little bit late. Because when you're going Nexus after Forge, you kind of need to cut your probes just a little bit so you can actually get the cannons out on time. And there's Lings running in right now, and he is actually pulling probes in response as he has to. And I think this wall is okay. I mean, it's definitely going to block. The Forge is beneath the gateway, means that there won't be a tight there. I don't know whether it's tight against the cliff or not. Do you know that at all? 538?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm terrible with this map. This map.
I'm not a man of walls.
But luckily, GTR kind of fucked around with these things a little bit, and the cannons do get up in time. I'm always just a little bit worried with cannon timings. It always looks so tight, but somehow it always manages to work out. I don't really understand.
GTR's already taken the stairs.
Yep, playing the standard Zerg here. We'll have to see how good his Zerg is in comparison to the Terran that we've already seen.
If it's anything like his turn, I'll be very impressed.
Yeah. Looks like he's just doing the standard, grabbing the gas after 3 hatchery. He's not doing any sort of 4 or 5 hatch Hydra stuff, which is good because those builds are ridiculously abusive and I hate them. Would you agree, 538?
No, I love getting Hydra busted.
Oh.
Of course he loves it. If they go for a Hydra bust, they're already getting hurt by Zealots before they start.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. can you actually get Hydra Buster with your build? Like when you're just making Zealots all the time, does that actually work?
Yes. I mean, the standard progression of the build would be actually a canon expansion soon enough, like after 3 Zealots,
Yeah.
even. So you can get Hydra busted if the game progresses that way, but it rarely does. I guess that's what I like about it, that it somehow provokes unstandard play from both sides. And you don't get this boring build-up which Protoss has with the Forge field.
Because yeah, a lot of the Zergs you played were kind of... They forced themselves into 2-base play. But as for me, I hate that. Like, I honestly, I feel so happy when I see a Zerg taking their 3rd, you know, getting their lair. It's just like a relief, you know. I don't want them, you know, playing off 2-base and going like super fast Mutalisk and stuff like that. Because honestly, it just scares me. But I guess you're just a little bit braver than I am. And 4th hatchery coming up for GTR. No 5th hatchery yet. And looks like it's going to be a spy. The lair finishes. I don't see any other tech buildings going down yet. And yeah, there's the spy. Zealot's just coming out to do a little bit of harassing. A 3rd cannon up for Hyde. I don't like that. You know.
Well, he's been denied a scout, so
yeah,
that seems
but,
okay. It's a bit safe.
It's just such a waste, though. I mean, you get a 3rd cannon, it literally just does nothing, and then it's like, oh, I spent 150 minerals when I really needed to get, you know, another gateway down or something. And wow, we have double Stargate, which was like every Protoss in the last group was going double Stargate. I have no idea why. You went double Stargate, didn't you? 538?
Yeah, I tried.
It's
some of the
I don't
time
know,
it did
like,
work.
when did it become so like hip? It's crazy. I feel like I've seen more double Stargate play in the last, you know, from Group D and now than I've actually witnessed myself in my entire career watching Brood War. You know, like it's that much. But
I don't think it's hip. It's more of a coincidence. I mean, if you look at it as once again no +1 upgrade. Sorry, Joel, go on.
It was so funny. It was like starts up. It's like, yeah, okay.
What I was gonna say was that this airport seems really reasonable now because they're both, as you said, they're both Australian. So he has the latency to do effective Mutalisk micro, and he'd be foolish not to take advantage of it if he has it. So, like, he could very well have just kind of guessed that he was going to go Spire at that stage. Like, it doesn't seem that unreasonable. And worst case scenario, you've just got 2 Stargates to fill all the overloads.
I don't know. I mean, while the latency might allow for like decent Mutalisk micro, do we actually know if GTR can Mutalisk micro? Like, it's one of those skills that it takes so long to actually get it to a point where you don't just flare your Mutalisk around like sillies doing absolutely nothing. Like when I try to micro, it just turns out so horribly that now I just don't. I'm like, I'll just group them up and I'll attack with them, and you know, I'll see how it goes. Like, it's just, yeah.
Well, what's GTR's APM like? Also, he's just started researching overload speed.
He's actually behind on APM. GTR sitting around 165, while Hyde is up around 180. So Hyde winning the APM battle here. I don't know if that's actually going to mean anything in the context of, you know, the result of the game, but still, you know, he's winning one battle here. GTR trying to set up
at the same time as the Hydra is attached.
Yeah. GTR has some sort of SimCity set up here, but it's not really good SimCity. Because, I mean, nothing's really in the way. Zealots, he's almost like, it's like Protoss SimCity, where you have like a gap, and you like fill the gap with like a Zealot or whatever. You know what I mean? 538? Like, it literally looks like it's done by a Protoss player, right?
Possibly, but the most relevant thing that strikes me about GTR's play once again is that he's just playing it absolutely standard, even though he's a random player. This is a textbook 3-base Spire into 5-hatch Hydra, and that's one of the reasons why, for example, he didn't pull his drones, or why he didn't go for an aggressive Spire timing, because that's just not what he does.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like when Zergs tend to SimCity, they usually get kind of like a bridge between their two hatcheries that are at the expansion or whatever, and they use that to kind of block the Protoss from being able to run in and surround the sunken colonies. But here, you know, the sunken colony can still be attacked from 3 sides, and I think that Zealots can actually just run between the evolution chamber and the hatchery at the natural. So I think if Zealots actually came as a timing attack here, they would have just like destroyed GTR, but they weren't in this case, so obviously not an issue. But now there's a shitload of Hydras coming, and I think Hyde needs to be scared of this here, because he doesn't have Templar, for I don't know why. Like, he has an Archives, and I assume he's very
He just has 2 Dark Templar actually at the top of the map, waiting to move into the base as the Corsairs clean the Overlord.
And the 2 DTs come right in, and the Scourge are here too late.
So this base is basically forfeit now. 2 DTs can kill stuff so quickly. And he has enough Sares to kill any Scourge.
The Scourge are in big clouds when he has to run away from the
he can turn this around, and Hydras are going in the front.
And he just loses all the Corsairs, so he got 3 left.
So yeah, there's no High Templar, and
this is bad news. This is terrible. He has the speed Zealots, but like, just what hope is there for those? And he morphs Lurkers at the front, and more cannons, I suppose.
I don't like that. I feel like leaving the Hydras as Hydras would have been more effective here, because he just essentially he's cutting his DPS on the cannons.
And yeah, and he's going to survive it. That's the scariest fact, is that the cannons and the Zealots between them will take it down, and the Lurkers alone, you know.
4 Lurkers are down there, and he can probably stop these cannons warping, whatever.
Okay.
Although it looks like they're maybe a little bit out of range, not actually focusing the cannon. The cannon gets up, and
he's Zealots circle 5 very common.
So wow. Looks like Hyde survives here. He did lose most of his Sares, had to spend a lot of money on cannons, and killed a few drones, but not
No, in the grand season he's not doing that. He's still sweeping around with those arcs of Corsairs, but he no longer has enough to hit the Scourge the way he needs to, so he's stuck running from him.
Yeah, he really needed to get that that Scourge attack done better. And oh no, AFK the Sares and down go one more. There is an expansion on the bottom right that he did inadvertently scout there, but still, Hyde with these big no Templar armies, it's really weird. Finally making some, but I think it might be a little bit too late. He's only just researching Storm as well. There's so many Hydras.
I suppose he's kind of fortunate in that he hasn't put in the base at the kind of 7 o'clock yet, so all the Hydras are just giving him time by checking it out.
Has GTR got drop here?
I don't think so. I know he has speed, but I think once speed is blocked would be speed.
He is getting a hive. I don't think he would have had time to get drop and speed before then. And I mean, the hive is almost done. He'll probably get up to some defilers, perhaps even straight to cows here, because he does have that 4th gas in the bottom right that isn't really being threatened yet. Has been scouted though, so I think that GTR kind of needs to get some. There's like 2 AFK drones at that bottom right. That's really weird.
Oh, yeah, there's 3. I had been about to ask. Oh, sorry, 5. I had been about to ask if my replay was bugged again because of those 2 drones sitting right beside the arrows.
No, I think he just fucked up the click. You know, he clicked next to it instead of on top of it, and that's really easy to do when you're microing furiously. But anyway, Hyde finally has a bunch of Templar, and Storm is done. So, unfortunately though, there are Lurkers on these bridges, and this is what this map is really, really good for when it gets to Zerg. You get Lurkers on these bridges, and it's just so hard to break. Especially with 5 Zealots, wouldn't you say, 538?
And especially if your observatory is just starting.
Oh, wait.
So
there's the big
I really think that what you suggested for GTR is like getting an Ultra Cavern would be a very easy win from here on.
One storm just took out like 7 Hydralisks though, like if you can continue this. Like GTR has cow level, idea level Hydralisks eating storms. Like it's unbelievable.
So yeah, the Ultralisk Cavern is coming. GTR has a fair amount of stuff at his natural. He's going to have to be careful to dodge these storms though, because they can be incredibly deadly. Although that storm,
terrible.
not so deadly, but that one there.
Oh, that's fun. Wow, and the Hydras burst with balloons.
Does he have enough storms? And I'm going to say maybe not. Yeah,
there's no storms left. Oh, I can't. But it's too.
Unfortunately, won't get up. And unfortunately, that wasn't even the whole of GTR. I mean, he still has this sort of semi-contained, protecting his bottom right base by use of this spoke here. And he's also got a lurker there, just preventing the expansion by Hyde. So Hyde's stuck on 2 base with very little standing army. As far as I can tell, no Dragoon upgrades. So no real way to deal with the lurkers. And there's going to be cows coming out probably very, very soon. And they will have upgraded cracklings to support them, I assume. Unless he has forgotten the upgrade.
Single DT to the bottom right, and there's no detection there at all.
Oh wow.
So he'll just get
Yeah, at this point it's not making that much of a difference. Hyde is adding some gates to spend his mineral surplus, but he's only queuing zealots, so a crackling ultra army is just going to walk over that.
It is funny how much money that Hyde has banked. He's sitting up around 4k. It is easy to do in a PvZ though, when you don't get that expansion out and your infrastructure lags behind. And for some reason, the Defiler Mound was at the bottom right, and that's just gonna die. So that was weird.
I was so surprised when that was still morphing when he arrived. I half expected it to be cancelled, but I guess, here we are.
He does morph some Overlords there, but there's no units to attack. And it's like a random Sare there as well. GTR sort of microing at the front of Hyde, but again, Hyde, mined out in his main, has a bank, but he'll be mined out at the natural soon, very soon as well. They're down on 200 minerals per patch. That's... So what, maybe...
He's moving up to take the 7 o'clock. He's got storms, the Hydras are back into a corner, like it shouldn't really be that difficult to neuter this army. Oh, there's lurkers as well. Oh, he loads into the Overlords. That seems risky, and the Overlords fight through the storm.
And that will probably unload to harass this mineral line. The jerks on him though, there's really not much left to harass. And unloading Hydralisk directly into the path of Zealots, not ideal, but there is a giant drop with cows and cracklings inside the main base of Hyde. And this is going to cut off any chance he has of making more units. He's going to be stuck with just the army that he has. Even without Defilers, cows plus cracklings can beat Goon Zealot armies fairly handily. And by fairly handily, I mean both units are cost effective against them. The only real way you have to deal with these sort of armies is you need Archons, Reavers, Storm. They're the real keys, and Hyde really has barely any. He has a couple of Storms, but that's about it, and it's just going to be really tough. The Templar Archives dies as well, so no more Templar. It's just going to be Zealots and Goons from here on out.
It's a shame, because Hyde played so well. Like, that last game was wonderful.
And if you look at GTR's natural, shitload of cows and cracklings just waiting to do their evil bidding, or whatever. GTR's evil bidding.
It's difficult for me to keep it in mind, but GTR randoms are, like, if this is just how good he is with each of the races, I am very impressed.
Yeah, no, he seems to have a very solid play. And I think his Protoss play is his best, so if that says anything. Hyde,
well, we have that much to look forward to.
Hyde does manage to clean up this army, but unfortunately there is a much bigger army waiting just beyond his vision line, and
there's a cracking dock coming into his main again.
This is just a pain in the ass. Like, honestly, cracklings are just so good.
So yeah, he moves up to kill off, I suppose, the 11 o'clock base as the Jones transfer. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, as soon as he attacks with those Krakens. Oh, he sent Zealots up to kill the Krakens. And they're not enough.
So yeah, Hyde's scrapping fairly well here, but GTR still mining on 3 bases, Hyde mining on none. Has a Nexus going up, again, expanding to the mineral only when... Okay, so he's taking both, alright. The Kraken's in the main, do manage to take out the Zealots, getting to work on these pylons, and Hyde right now has no income, has only the money he's left with, and relies on these bases getting up. If they don't, he won't be able to reinforce his army at all, and will probably just die. GTR, once again, kind of just fucking around for a while he has like an infinite army and just doesn't go kill him. But it's GTR style, so...
Oh, he's going there.
Okay, so shitload of crackling, shitload of cows. He even has defilers, even though he lost his defiler mound, although he's not bringing them. And it's basically up to GTR when this game ends. As we know, probably not for a while.
That's how he plays.
Yep.
Who's up next?
And finally here the army meets, and I think this is where Hyde realizes how fucked it is.
Oh, his Templar there, they just keep on behind.
Looking to try and get a good angle here. Trying to probably get a storm on these guys as they come through a small narrow choke, but it doesn't look like GTR wants to bite there. The army is nice and clumped though. Would be good for storms to kind of clear out these cracklings, but storms don't really dent ultras that much. Like they hurt them a bit, and you need to get a lot of storms to actually kill them. Cracklings come into this third here, taking out the couple of dragoons that were defending, and they'll take out this Nexus in quick time. Maybe even before this army gets back. And while the army moves back, GTR's army moves in. The Nexus even falls, and now the army is out of position and
he loses
running through a lurker. And, oh god. This must be the end. Goddamn lol. GG from Hyde. That is the end of the game. Hyde loses, GTR wins, and goes up 2-1 over Hyde. And that puts him at 2-0 in the group so far, so looking good for GTR.